Every network admin probably knows the feeling, right? A new shipment of cameras arrives, or maybe a critical firmware update needs rolling out, and suddenly you're staring down hours, maybe even days, of really tedious work.
Yeah, click, click, click.
Exactly. But what if there was a better way? A way to get that time back, turn that admin headache into something, well, streamlined.
That's the dream.
So today we're doing a deep dive into EZTools 3.0. It's a free software tool from Uniview, and it's specifically designed to manage and configure their security gear, IP cameras, NVRs, the works all across your local network. Our info today comes straight from the source, Uniview's own detailed product description and their FAQ section. Pretty comprehensive stuff.
Right. Gives us a solid foundation.
Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission for you today is to cut through the technical talk, the jargon, and really highlight what makes this tool potentially more than just, another piece of software. Could it be a genuine game changer if you're dealing with network security devices?
Absolutely. And our aim here is to boil down the key insights, the practical upsides, so you can quickly get a handle on what EZTools 3.0 offers. Whether you're prepping for a meeting, trying to catch up on the field, or maybe you're just really curious, you should walk away with a good, actionable understanding.
So we've sort of defined it, but what's the core why behind EZTools 3.0? Why did Uniview build this particular solution?
Well, I think what's interesting is its purpose. They really position it as an all-in-one solution, like a central command center, specifically for their security devices.
Okay.
It's meant to streamline the whole life cycle, from finding a new camera on the network and setting it up right through to the ongoing maintenance and those vital firmware upgrades.
Right.
And they've apparently redesigned it, really focusing on efficiency. The goal is clearly to save technicians and administrators serious time and effort.
I can see that. Managing, say, 100 cameras individually.
Exactly. Imagine a firmware update across multiple sites.
Yeah.
Before something like this, that could be a whole day, maybe more, of just logging into devices one by one, uploading files. Tools like EZTools 3.0 really aim to change that whole workflow.
So yeah, if you've ever felt like you're drowning in individual device configs or just tedious manual updates, this deep dive is definitely for you. Which brings us to the really interesting bit. What are the standout new features in 3.0? What truly lifts it above, say, version 2.0 or just doing things manually?
Okay, yeah, compared to 2.0, there are some pretty significant upgrades. One of the biggest is the live camera preview.
Ah,
Okay, and this isn't just a small thing. It means you can actually see the camera's video feed
right
there in the tool itself. No need to open a separate browser window or another app just to check the angle or the image quality, or even just if it's working.
That sounds genuinely useful. Keeps everything in one place.
Exactly. It keeps your focus right there. Another key upgrade is the customizable user interface. Basically, it's more flexible now. You can resize things, rearrange the layout a bit to suit your screen, your workflow. Makes a difference on different monitors.
Yeah, better ergonomics, basically.
And for more complex situations, they've improved the multi-channel camera support. So full configuration support, making those sometimes tricky multi-channel device setups a bit easier to handle.
Okay, those are some big headline features. What about the improvements that might be less flashy but still really important for day-to-day use? The under-the-hood stuff.
Absolutely. Often it's those things that count.
Yeah.
So beyond the brand new stuff, there's expanded parameter configuration. You just get a wider range of settings you can tweak for cameras and NVRs now. More granular control, which admins usually appreciate.
More dials to turn.
Pretty much. Then there's optimized device discovery. They've apparently improved the network scanning algorithm, so it should find devices faster and more reliably. That's especially helpful on larger networks where things can sometimes get lost.
Less waiting for the scan bar.
Hopefully. And importantly, the workflow for streamlined batch operations has been redesigned, making things like batch firmware upgrades or changing settings on multiple devices at once feel more intuitive.
And that batch processing power is key, right?
Oh, totally. The ability to set IP addresses, change passwords, push firmware updates to, dozens or even hundreds of devices simultaneously. That's not just saving a bit of time, that's potentially saving entire workdays. Huge efficiency gain.
So practically speaking, what does this look like day to day? Let's dive into some specific things you can do with this tool that really make a difference in the field.
Okay, so day to day, Well, device management is core. Discovering everything online on the LAN, changing IP addresses, modifying admin passwords, tweaking network settings, either one by one or, crucially, in those batches we mentioned. Then
Right.
there's effortless batch upgrades. You can push firmware updates from a file you've saved locally, or tell it to download directly from Uniview Online, or even use a template file to keep multiple devices consistent.
That template idea sounds useful for standardization.
Definitely. For fine-tuning, you've got advanced channel management. So adjusting things like image settings, encoding parameters, the OSD, that's the on-screen display text and audio settings, all from the tool.
Okay.
The Smart Capacity Calculator is also quite neat. It helps you plan storage. You can either figure out how much disk space you'll need based on how long you want to record, or the other way around, estimate how many days of recording you'll get from the disk space you have.
Preventing those oops, ran out of storage moments.
Exactly.
Oh,
I've seen projects where storage was badly miscalculated, very expensive mistake. This helps avoid that upfront planning headache.
good point. What else?
Well, there's essential device maintenance, remote tasks like resetting devices back to factory defaults, importing or exporting configuration files, and just basic restarting of devices.
And that config export, that's for backup.
Yeah, configuration backup. You can save a device's entire setup to a file. Great for backup, obviously, but also really handy for setting up multiple identical cameras or NVRs with the exact same configuration quickly. Ensures consistency.
Okay, that's a lot of capability. But, tools aren't magic. What happens when things don't go smoothly? What are some common snags people hit with EZTools 3.0, and maybe how to fix them? And the basic system requirements.
Right, troubleshooting. Device discovery issues are probably the most common call. Usually the reason devices aren't showing up is simple. Your computer running EZTools, and the devices themselves are on different IP subnets.
The classic network segmentation issue.
Exactly. It's like they're on different floors of a building. Network-wise, they can't easily talk. So step one is always check your PC's IP address and make sure it's on the same network segment as the devices. Also, sometimes a firewall or antivirus on the PC can block the discovery process. We're checking those too.
Makes sense. What about login errors?
Login failed, even with the right password. Often that's because the device's IP address and its gateway setting aren't configured correctly relative to the PC running EZTools.
Mm-hmm.
You might need to correct the device's network settings first, maybe even directly, before EZTools can log in properly.
Okay, good tip. What about cameras plugged directly into an NVR's PoE ports? Can the tool manage those?
Yes, it can. The documentation confirms that EZTools can discover and manage cameras connected straight to the built-in power over Ethernet ports on a Uniview NVR. This is great because it means you can still do batch operations on those cameras without needing them to have separate connections back to the main network switch.
That's convenient. And compatibility with other brands.
It's primarily for Uniview, obviously, but it can perform some basic management tasks on third-party devices that are ONVIF compliant.
ONVIF being the industry standard.
Right, Open Network Video Interface Form. So if you have a mixed environment, it might still offer some basic discovery or configuration for non-Uniview ONVIF devices, which is definitely helpful. Don't expect full feature support, but basic management might work.
Okay, useful in mixed setups then. And for actually running it, what does your PC need?
Okay, requirements. The version we're discussing seems to be R1.122.3.5.1,
Right.
developed by Uniview. PC-wise, you need Windows, specifically Windows 7, 8, 10, or 11, 32, or 64-bit.
Oh, Mac.
No. Crucially, it is not currently available for macOS. That's a key limitation for Mac users.
Good to know. Hardware.
CPU should be an Intel Pentium V at 3.0 GHz or better. RAM, 1 GB minimum, more is probably better. And display resolution needs to be at least 1280 by 720. Pretty standard stuff for most modern PCs.
Right. So wrapping this up, EZTools 3.0 really does seem like a potent and free tool for anyone managing Uniview security gear. Centralized control, efficiency, features like that live preview and the batch operations, they all point towards saving serious time and effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
This deep dive, hopefully, has given you a clear picture of what it can do and how it might apply in practice.
And if we kind of zoom out for a second, I think this shows how these specialized tools are becoming more critical. They don't just simplify tasks that used to be complex and repetitive. They actually boost the reliability and efficiency of the entire security setup. It's about giving administrators better leverage.
So what does this all mean for you, listening? Well, you should now have a solid grasp of how EZTools 3.0 could potentially streamline your own device management, maybe give you back some valuable time.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Considering how many devices are getting connected these days, the constant churn of updates, security patches, How will tools like EZTools 3.0 continue to evolve and really reshape how we manage systems and maintain security in, say, the next few years? It's an ongoing challenge.